สวัสดีครับต้อนรับ
สวัสดีครับ
Business นะครับ Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Welcome to my your business. Today we have Yah-Leng Yu from Foreign Policy Singapore and Anuthin Wongsunkakorn from Cadson Demak. Hi.
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ
How are you, Yah-Leng?
I'm good.
And how are you
doing well.
Okay. Last time we talked in our program, and during that time until now, what is the difference in your business scene in Singapore?
Wow. I forgot what we talked about last time, but it was kind of long interview, right? Long chat. Actually, we've gotten quite busy. There's been some interesting project inquiries from different business people. I think during the pandemic, it's really a good time where people slow down and take time to think. And interestingly, they were very interesting new business ideas that came out of it. And these people were like, hey, I've got this new idea and let's plan to launch it like maybe middle of this year or end of next year or whenever the pandemic is over, or even can do it during the pandemic. So I think that the pandemic has actually created a downtime for people to actually have time to think and mull over ideas and things that they've not been able to do, and then they came to us to realize their project ideas. I think that's been sort of keeping us busy. We've been busy with setting up meetings, discussion, giving them, I guess, quotations and setting up like a brand plan, I guess, for their new project or product. So I think that's been happening since the last time we chatted.
So yeah, I think the whole landscape of the design changed according to the pandemic as well. It's just make a big shift, and people try to kind of deliver something new or come up with something new, whether it's a short-term solution or it's a long-term solution. That's also need a design treatment to do the job.
Yeah. And there's also a lot of reaction as in terms of how do they get their products or message or services across when there is a limitation on physical activities, so there is a greater sense of digital design sort of work that's happening in our industry for sure.
But you still working at the office, not work from home?
Well, I think for us it's okay to work from office. We don't have a huge team right now, and there is also a work from home plan on a weekly basis. So Friday is typically our work from home day, and Monday as well if you want. But I think most people like to come and work in the office because I think we find it a bit more productive and more inspiring to build on each other's idea, brainstorm, I mean, but sometimes it's just good to have a day or two by yourself to work from home to just to focus on stuff. But I think for Singapore, we are still pretty much okay in terms of controlling the virus. But of course, it's we're still very careful that we don't allow people to come to office if not necessary. And because there's only so few of us, and our office is pretty sizable. There's enough space to like have this social distancing within the office. So I think we are pretty okay. Yeah.
Great.
Well, yeah, I personally think that working maybe from home 2 or 3 days a week, that's kind of like change the dynamic of how we contribute, how we can come up with creativities. It gives you a little time to break and change the scenario instead of like staring the screen in the office all the time.
Sorry.
Yes.
You have like an echo.
Yeah, I can hear that.
What?
I'm still trying to fix it.
Okay. Yah-Leng, I found that you have
I'll be right back.
different channels to communicate to your clients or your fan club.
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
I found that you have like different channels to communicate to your client or your fan, just like newsletter, email, Facebook page, Instagram, and so on.
Yeah.
How do you manage them? Who is in charge of those communications?
I think myself and the team together, we do it together. I mean, mostly the voice is my voice, and they help to supplement it or augment it. But yes, I think we are trying to, I won't say maximize, like optimize whatever channels we have that's available to us to continue the communications with our friends in the design world or in whoever who is interested in the work we do or interested in us in general. Yes, so besides Facebook, there's Instagram, which is a huge part of what we do on a daily basis. And then the EDMs, the newsletter, was something that we've actually had that since the beginning, but we've never actually sort of made it a frequent thing. Because when someone signed up, we always say this. We did not promise that this would be a frequent EDMs or something. But recently, I guess it started before the pandemic. We wanted to have that voice, and I think putting our opinions across to people who are ready to hear us out. I mean, they can unsubscribe anytime. That's fine. But I thought it's also a good channel to sort of have some kind of a summarized update every couple months or whenever we like to just to have that footprint in that channel. Yeah.
So the question is, who in charge?
Well, for the newsletter, we have our in-house. I mean, one of our team. She is solely an editorial and research and analysis person, and she is very on top of like how to write and what kind of tone. And then we will, for example, if there's a release of a newsletter, there will always be some sort of a topic or a theme, and she will get everyone to contribute ideas, and then from there she would craft the content and then we'll help to pull the images, and we'll help to design any kind of whatever that needs to be designed will be there. So it's a teamwork, I would say. Yeah.
It reflects your thinking and your attitude and who you are to the world. I think it's
It does. But I think it's also important to let the world know. I mean, it's not just my voice, but the team, everyone who is involved, what they think. For example, the most recent newsletter, we talked about like 2021, and we kind of looked at 2020 and what were the design trends, and kind of what's coming up. We also kind of have a little prediction of kind of what's coming up, and I thought those are like sort of our own observation rather than things that are sort of fed to us. I think that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I found that quite fun to read.
Oh, really?
Yes, I like it. Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, we try to make the newsletter slightly not so serious.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I hope my echoey voice has been taken care of. Is it still there?
Better. Great. No more echo.
But I hear you echo instead. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Do you have more than one device on your?
No. Only one device, which is my MacBook going on right now. For Yah-Leng, I don't hear any echo, but I hear PCM echo. I don't know why.
What happened? I just only open one window.
Pardon us for people who's watching the show.
Hello.
Tnop.
Sorry about that. Hello, Yah-Leng.
Are you there, Yah-Leng?
You see me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I see you. I can see you.
I don't see you, Tnop.
You don't? Oh my gosh.
I don't see Siam too, actually.
Oh.
Oh.
Hold on.
Doesn't that appear on my screen?
What happened?
Don't know.
Is it better? No, you still don't see me and
I only see Anuthin.
But can you hear me though?
I can
you hear
hear
me?
I
Oh.
can hear.
You can only see me. By the way, Yah-Leng, you have no echo, but I can hear echo from Tnop and Siam. It's
Really?
There's got to be some kind of settings.
Yeah, and I don't see. I only see the video. I just see Anuthin. I don't see Siam or Tnop.
So hang on, all the audience, please hang on, please put up with us for now. We're trying to make it right.
Okay, I see everyone now.
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
good.
Oh my
Welcome,
God.
Tnop from Tnop Design to our live.
Yay!
Swadee krab. Hello, Yah-Leng.
How are you?
Good. Haven't seen you for ages. When
I
was the
know.
last time? In Seoul?
Yeah.
That's probably was. Yeah.
In Seoul,
So,
not Bangkok.
No.
Oh,
You guys are live on my Instagram store. Live IG live.
and how are you, Tnop? Your business now busy?
Yeah, good. I should not complain. Very busy. Busy good. Yeah.
Great.
Mhm. Yeah.
Which is really strange.
Strange?
Strange because we didn't expect it to be like this busy.
Yeah. I I don't know. I should not complain, but most of the project that's coming these days are branding project, and I think that there's something. Yah-Leng, we talked about this also last year. I think that that's probably the time that most of the clients really putting the money on, because it's a time to reinvent themselves. And I mean, branding is something that they can just look into improving it.
Earlier Yah-Leng did mention about the pandemic just kind of like shift the whole landscape, like people have time to think about what they have done or what they're going to do in the future, how they're going to adapt to the new normal, so-called new normal. So that's also lead to the new design project. So I think the same thing is happening here in Thailand as well, and that's result as a project that everybody is kind of like working on right now.
Right. Yeah, it's been quite interesting, I mean, it's slow, but it's interesting. Slow, yeah.
I don't know how to keep this momentum, to follow this momentum through the year.
I think the clients kind of like change their mentality toward designs as well.
Yes.
It seems like they have to rethink the whole thing.
For sure. Yeah.
It used to be the expense. Now it's like the investment.
That's a good term.
Yeah.
I would say that's a good term.
Yeah.
I mean, but there are people who are a bit more cautious, so they would put a pause on the project and kind of take a wait and see attitude. While others are a bit more, I guess, visionary. They want to take this as the time to reflect and re-strategize, repositioned, refresh, revitalized. So I think that's why you are so busy, right, Tnop?
Well, I mean, it's not like busy like that, but I'm happy. I'm glad that I'm still doing something,
Well, Tnop always busy.
No,
He's
most of the time.
of my graphic.
Oh, hey, did you get the letter from my lawyer, Siam?
No, I'm not afraid of you.
I'm not 50 yet. Well, 49.99.
That's legit.
Yeah, right. It's coming. So, well, Yah-Leng, I have a question for you.
There you go.
Yeah. Last year, I think we chat a little bit about how to find, a good team, to build a strong team, and you rely on good designers or young people, young generation of designers. Are you having trouble still? Where you look for in a designer, and I mean, have you been having the strong team that stay with you for a long time, or does it shuffle a lot?
It's interesting now because we actually halved the team size. So that doesn't mean that we're stopping to recruit people. The thing is, people who are still with us are the stronger people with the stronger minds as well. So even though they're a bit younger, but their attitude is very positive. So, but I guess looking for that talent is always challenging in a city like mine, because Singapore is a very small city. The wealth I wouldn't say there's a well, but there the pool of talent is very small. Already we are just maybe 6 million people. You guys have 60 million people maybe. It's only 1/10. So then from that 1/10, how many people can we pick? It's very limited. So yes, there's always that challenge, and of course there are many people who have written into us and they're interested to work with us, but we seriously have not found. I mean, there are standards. I'm sure same for everyone here. You look for a certain kind of quality, certain kind of standards, and I guess everyone's picky as well. We are picky as well. You are picky as well. You gotta fit the ethos and the what you do, the attitude as well. So yeah, it's an ever challenging task. So,
you have like a culture that when the new designers come in, you're gonna have to prep them, get into your kind of studio culture, and doing that too, right? There's some lectures and stuff.
Not doing a lot of lectures. I think you are more thorough on that, but I think we have this onboarding system that they have to go through, because there are so many things that we have set up as a system and protocol and rules. For example, like how do you name a file? Where do you save your file? When someone calls, pick up the phone, how do you talk? When someone comes in, how do you greet the person? Don't look so they don't look like and then because you are representing the studio, you gotta make sure that you are able. So there are things that seem very not important, but they are important. So we let the person sort of dive in on that on the first day. It's a lot. So right now we finally come up with like a little small folder, like a updatable sort of book where every kind of all these
so you actually have the all the protocol written down.
I mean, of course it is always changing, because sometimes somebody moved on and you have to change the name, or maybe we find that this system works better, we have to update another method or something. So which is why I kept it on a binder that you can change easily. I think that worked really well if we personally, either me or Arthur, onboard them. Like we go through with them on a personal level, like personally myself or Arthur. I think that gives them the more 100% sort of culture that they need to understand. But sometimes, or someone who actually has been with us for a while and truly, thoroughly is like living our culture. But I think I mean, we've experienced where we were a much larger team and we try to let someone else to do the onboarding, and find that sometimes it's just diluted. And I mean, it's not their fault. It's just the way it is, because you're passionate about all these little things, but the person might not see why, and they might not be able to articulate or explain as well. So I think that the lesson I learned is, however busy it is, it has to be me or Arthur to personally sit down and go through that list with them. I think that's the best.
You did mention about answering the phone call, which is really good. That's kind of push my button. We have this similar setup at my studio as well, because I feel that answering phone call is the first impression when people call in. Potential clients, maybe they may or may not be end up as your clients, but that's a really first impression that they're going to have. It's like contacting somebody, and the attitude, and what that person sounds like. And also answering phone call is not that easy, especially for new kids starting first jobber. They could take a phone call and you get nothing out of it. That's happened all the time. it's unreal. Like after he or she hang up, you don't even have all this
Information.
important
Yeah.
information. Who do you
Yeah.
talk to? What number? Well, maybe you get like one or two very spotty information, and you don't know how to return the call because you don't have the number.
Exactly. So we've actually been quite thorough about this. So because there are also a lot of like I call them spam calls.
Yeah.
There are like people trying to sell you things, and it would be a waste of time if me or Arthur had to answer these calls. So we had to tell them you need to know how to. From the phone call, you'll be able to sift these people out. Like, oh, thank you for calling. You know, we're not interested. We don't need this at this point. And then at least you don't say, oh, Yah-Leng, here's a phone call for you. But you know, it's a phone call that will.
Yeah.
It's a basic life skill, but you know,
Yeah.
it's become really, really important.
Yeah. So I think it's a training process. Yeah. And of course, like what you just pointed out, the way you speak or answer the phone reflects the brand of your studio, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it has to be appropriate. Yeah.
Yep.
Great. And you mentioned about your market in Singapore quite small. How hard it is to do business there? How hard it is? How competitive it is in the design scene in Singapore?
I think actually it's okay. Everyone, we don't really call. I mean, the design community is really, really tiny, and everyone knows everyone. And as far as I am concerned, and what I think is, I don't feel like every maybe not everyone thinks that way, but I think most people don't think of one another as competitor, because I feel like there's enough jobs to go around. You know, you don't, and everyone's like working on different industry or different aspects of the same industry maybe. So, and even if it's the same industry, there's always enough to distribute the work. And I think it's healthy because a client is also able to pick, let's say there are like 10 good design studio who is good in the industry. I think it's also good for the client to be able to pick from, you know, the good ones, and you know, it helps to elevate and push forward the design standard. I feel so I feel like all this while since we started, I don't feel like there's like very bad competitiveness. In fact, I feel like there's enough to work for everyone. And even during the pandemic, I think what the pandemic has done is, on the client side, because of the pandemic, people are more or less a bit more cautious, so their budget definitely has shrunk. So that has kind of caused a price, I would say price war, but everyone knows that the budget of a brand new project, for example, we can't quote as high as the
Before.
as before, and so I think that's the challenge right now. So there is a slight sort of tendency to want to get a job, and then you kind of quote it a bit lower, more competitive, and that's understandable because of the whole environment. But I hope that it's not going to undervalue the design, you know, for our industry. So that's just what is happening right now.
What's your thought on teaching? Yeah.
I've never had a time, but interestingly, we are also launching this summer school inspired by Tnop.
Right. I was gonna ask you about that too. I think it's very cool. Yeah. Because because it's going to continue my previous questions. I mean, if you cannot find the right designer, why not make one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one approach, and actually, so that we haven't really formalized the curriculum, but I mean, it's going to be a 2-track program. So I've not really figured out, but one of the track is definitely what you say, like model, design your own designer, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of happening in May. Yeah, we haven't announced the details yet, but I think we're quite excited about that. And it's also a way for us to sort of give back, to contribute to the industry as well. I just realized that some of the students are not very knowledgeable or equipped on what's happening in the industry. It's a bit, I would say, scary. So I hope to be that bridge and maybe that source, so that they are able to. As a design student, you should know who are the design studios in your own city, right? So I think that's already a lacking thing in the student body here in Singapore, which is a bit shocking to me.
So if
I want to know that.
if we step back a little bit from that question, and I kind of agree with Tnop, like if you could not find one, you make one for yourself. That kind of attitude, which is good. I mean, I do that all the time. But that's it's like a flip side of the coin. That's mean the education is a problem. It's clearly a problem because could not produce the education, the school could not produce the designer that would work from the get-go. And that cannot be work, cannot perform right out of the box. Or could not understand or catch up with the reality outside of the school. Like this is the type of the student or the newcomer that we want, that would fit with the real world outside the school. So it's not realistic. So my question on top of what Tnop already asked you is like, is anything that you can go back into the school and fix it from the root?
I don't think I have the authority to do that. And the schools are run by the government. I really do not have a say in that. But I think the grassroots level, we try our best, as best as possible, to organize or involve them in various different types of design events or talks like this. They should listen to or they should know about. At least that will set them slightly apart from a regular design student. Or they should really try to open up their ears and eyes for what's happening in the world, not just classrooms, design assignments.
Would they call out for a professional designer to have an input on crafting the course outline and
Curriculum?
Not really. Not
No.
As far as I'm concerned, I've not.
Have you been lecturing at one of the universities in Singapore?
No, I unfortunately I don't have the time to do that, and
too bad.
I'm not qualified to lecture in a university.
Why?
In Singapore, to be a professor in a university,
you have to have license,
like graduate degree, like a master's. But who goes?
Well, yeah, I think the laws here are adopting that too.
Yeah, so it's a bit. I think that design school should be separated from the mainstream education track. It should be a little bit more loose, where they should be able to invite or hire a practitioner in the the industry to come and teach, in the university. Because I feel like if you're only qualified by a master degree or a degree, then it's not practical. Because I do not know a lot of graphic designers or any designers who have had a master degree, because That's just not unless you're interested in pursuing like a educational academic then you will go for that, right? I think that's yeah.
I'm sorry. PT Nop Cup, from my point of view, there's two type of school. One type of school is their attitude would be like keep producing something that the market want. The labor outside of the school, the marketing, what we need. Probably like all this basic skill, that kind of stuff.
Anything that fits to the market.
How to get things done. And the other type of school is like teaching kids to go out and try to come up with something new, create their own design language, and try to expand the design. The creativity is kind of like drive force.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of true in Thailand, but nowadays, I mean, with this internet explosion, you can see that having skills is not enough. You have to have vision, because skills can be practiced, and everybody can catch up. Anyone, going online, they can learn on their own.
Because in the last, let's say, a few years, I kind of like changed. Well, of course, I've been like both sides of the school, and then right now it's all about like just like what you said. You can pretty much learn anything, self-learning, self-taught. Learn a lot of stuff on YouTube. Learn a lot of stuff online. You can search, do all kind of research all you want, and you can see anything on Pinterest or whatever, and you see the whole world within an hour. Like, and I have this conversation with Yah-Leng before when we have the video, the last session, the previous session, about how fast the world spin around these days. And once you put up something online, everybody see it like within like an hour or two. Back in the day, it take like a year, or at least like half a year to for everybody to see it. It's nothing left for school. This is only my attitude, not representing this group. There's nothing left for a school to do other than have a discussion about designs and try to push the boundaries in terms of thinking, in terms of the new approach, how to kind of like synthesize or merge designs and technology together, things like that, as a leaning toward discussion instead of how to do stuff. And unfortunately, like let's say in Thailand, in our country, we still teach students on how to do things, which I think it's not important anymore. They could ask Google and they could search it for themselves. They get better answer than asking us.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an Asian thing. Maybe it's an Asian thing because we are used to.
I hate to say that, but your answer is like that's everything.
It is.
I'm sorry. I'm like
no, but I think it's a phenomenal. It's I feel like it's an Asian thing. Like we are used to the teachers telling us everything.
Yeah. I think the mentality has to change. I think we rely on three things. I think skill that we mentioned, right? Skill, and then you gotta have vision. How you teach vision, and besides vision, that you can teach, encourage students. The student themselves got to have drive. That's the most important part. It's the drive. I mean, there's if without drive, they go nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the drive is. I mean, there are always students who are very motivated and very interested, and then there are the other end of the spectrum where I don't know why they are even in the class. I think the students clearly who would succeed would be the one who has the drive. And sometimes you don't see a lot of these students, to be honest. Yeah.
You go to school, you need to be inspired. You need to have a discussion. You need to hear opinions and bounce idea around with your design friends or the class that has the same interests, and it's just kind of move things forward. I think the design schools supposed to the new kind of shape around that, of more focusing on that value instead of teaching kids how
Skills,
to do things.
Yeah, I think the school should encourage or help shaping the vision for students, and if luckily they have drives, and they will be successful in the future. And that's what we want. That's a type of designers we want.
I mean, I think it would be scary if there's a gap, and then there's a lost in generation, and there's no
generation gap. Another thing, the question throw at you, Yah-Leng, tell me about it. How about the situation there?
Tnop always deliver such a huge question to answer.
It's not huge. I mean, we can discuss in the fun way.
I think for me, I'm still okay managing the generation gap.
But you are getting older and older, but designers getting younger and younger.
But I feel like the key thing is really connect with them on a personal level, really help.
That
I know
you're gonna have to change too, right? I mean,
yes,
we have to bridge the gap. Just lower down your expectation sometimes, maybe.
I think sometimes not expectation, but
maybe not the right word.
But I think for me it's fun because I love to know what's happening.
Learn new things.
The new things might not be something that I know, but I think these are also important information for things that we design. And right now, a lot of the projects. Our clients targeting millennials or Gen Z, and my designers are the perfect target. So we always ask them. So I feel like for me, I embrace them. Of course, there are nightmare stories of of the younger generation who misbehave and who are divas, or who think that they are the world. I mean, I've met people like that too, but these are people that we do not hire. But for people that we are very fortunate to have in our team, they are the kind of kids who are very wholesome,
open-minded,
They try their best. They understand.
Work well with senior designers.
Will work and want to.
Always suffer about the gap of the generation.
But that is always a gap. I think maybe the older generation thinks that we are like some brat or something. But
I know. I try to listen to new music, and so we can connect at some level. But for them also, they have to understand where we're coming from.
Right.
We were trained differently, so
True. But sometimes they do ask questions, and they are actually very interested to hear my experience or some random personal stories. And I feel like sometimes there's just not an opportunity for us to share together like that. So I think connecting on a personal level is extremely important.
Like how personal? Like, do they share their love life? They consult with you?
Not consult, I don't think, but maybe I don't know. But we know who their boyfriends are or girlfriends are, or things like who their family or something.
Oh,
So I
that's
think,
nice. Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's good enough for me. Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah. I mean, there needs to be that trust. There needs to be synergy to be able to share that much already. And because I feel like we are a team together, there needs to be that kind of synergy and trust. And I feel like a personal connection is important. Yeah. Yeah.
I have the question from the audience, from Dim Kampon. She'd like to ask Yah-Leng, from being an Asian female designer, have you ever had feeling underestimated when you have to attend the meeting and fully of alpha male designers? How to handle it?
No, I never met. I think everyone who I met are very nice, so I've never met.
That means Kunim is facing this problem or have had that problem.
Oh, I don't think I fortunately have not have that problem at all. Everyone here is so nice. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Siam. Except Siam.
Except Siam. Too nice to him.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna go get you. I know where you live. I know where you work.
You see.
Yeah, you have to send him the lawyer's letter.
Yeah, right.
No, I've not met any alpha males designers, to be honest. No.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
Oh, I have a lot of questions.
Oh, you have?
Yes. Please tell me about your clients. Who are they now? Where do they come from? Inside Singapore and outside Singapore?
I mean, they're all over. I mean, it's we don't just do projects in Singapore, but there are projects from Hong Kong, China, and Bangkok.
Yeah.
Bali. So it's a variety, and it depends. Like last couple years, there's a lot of like hotel projects. And then this year, there's like a lot of food projects.
Community malls.
Maybe, but this year is like really food. Like people are like, oh, I want a new kind of food, packaging, branding. And then,
oh, cool.
Yeah, or pet
products.
People start adopting more pets. So
pet the pandemic.
Yeah. So the new brands, So yeah, these then there's hotels, foods. This year is like this thing, pet. Yeah.
I love to work on that type of project, pet products.
Yeah.
That's your pet project.
It's a pet project.
Not pet project. Yeah, it is a pet project.
Pet project.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Also some baby project.
Wow.
Baby
Perfect
project.
For you.
I guess so. I think things every season there's always some interesting theme. So
right.
I guess that happens.
You turned out projects sometimes?
Yes. So just to share, we decided not to do it was so cool. I think when we came back from, when was that? July? Yeah, July. We're allowed to come back to office, right? So we got a lot of inquiries for work from China, right? Realized that we're like all excited because we've been really slow, right? During like the lockdown. And then, let's work on it. And then spend so much time on the paperwork because they made us do so much paperwork and it's in Chinese and all that, blah, blah, blah. send it in, and then it's a different culture totally. So the way you communicate is sometimes you have to use WeChat, and then that's fine, but it's just a bit confusing sometimes because I don't know who the person who replies us. Sometimes different person in company, so we get, and then suddenly there are similar inquiries in the same industry in the same 2 or 3 weeks. So we got really confused. Is this company or that? So we got really confused. And okay, then that's fine. Send in all the, and then we realized that after they receive all the paperwork, they say, okay, we're gonna do, and we have to submit like a bid, like a quotation estimate in our portfolio. Everything has to be like printed out and sent to them. And then we realized that they had this bidding system. You have to bid for a project, and then we just realized, oh my god, maybe it's the system that they need to go through. It's just really like a price wall. I just felt like it's not worth the time.
Yeah.
And so it's like China, and it sounds like great, some hotels or some resorts, but we decided no. It was like 7 or 8 of them, but we just say no.
Wait, hotel resort. Wait, sound
During the
familiar. Sound familiar.
Oh, you got the mail as
I
well?
got it. I might have got the email, but they didn't ask me for a quotation or anything. I think it's just through connection. They asked that there's this company doing the hotel, spa, resort, something like that in China. So they're looking for a designer, and they want to send my name there. I said no.
Oh.
I said no.
Anyway, we decided to walk away.
Yeah. Good.
So we're not doing.
Yeah. I think it's different project. Yeah.
Like, have you ever break it down into a percentage, like, or a pie chart, like where the clients come from, like direct contact, or this portion is people that you already know, referrals, or like brand new, just discover your firm, stumbled upon by accidents, or have you ever break it down into
Have not, but that's great. Maybe I'll do that. Information design. I think a lot of them came through referrals. A friend. The friend would say, "Oh, you call them or something." Or either the friend knows about us, or the friend or the colleague knows us, or somehow. And then some are just, I think some small percentage are like organic search. We saw something online, and mostly referrals.
Do you have a sales team that go around and try to create need?
Maybe we should have a sales team, guys.
Well, that's breakdown percentage will be very helpful. Go back to the first question that Siam asked about the media. There's all the social media, all the media that you try to communicate with your fan base or your clients. I think that would kind of like narrow down or navigate you to the right channel, or which channel you would like to expand according to the pie chart.
Have not really thought about that, but interestingly, yes, a lot of the referrals mentioned that either they have seen us or know about our work through the social media, or their friend know about us on social media and then recommended them to call us. But then I feel like sometimes we are reaching out only to our social media is really people who are designers or who are interested in design, right? How about people who do not know about design and are business people but need help in design? So there's still a gap
That's a good question. Yeah, yes. I think we have the same. We all have the same problem. Yeah. We have We have to solve
Yeah.
it somehow. Yep.
Yeah, so we don't have that. We don't have a sales team, and that's always a problem, especially when things happen like that. You cannot rely on. Yeah.
I think maybe you have to like your work featured on like a business magazine instead of design magazine. I think it could help because people in the business sector could find you and your ability to help them solve the problems better than designer who are not going to hire you. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think we tried. We tried to I guess, get ourselves into a new industry. Doesn't need to. I mean, who has done work for like the finance? I've rarely done work for the finance industry, or the fintech, which is a big thing, or like I don't know, those huge companies.
Okay, we'll try different and we'll share the information.
We have. Then again, that's something that needs time to research on. Is it a LinkedIn thing or I don't know. So so that's something that we all need to resolve. I think we have the same problem here, reaching out to a new group of people who are business people who needs design but don't know about design or designers. But has the budget and also needs help. So I don't. Yeah.
We have a question from Korean probably design student. I would assume. I cannot read Korean. Hi.
Korean, okay.
Just want to know, what do you guys look into a designer when it comes to hiring in the market now? I think this is, you guys mean like everybody.
Maybe
Are you first, the godfather?
Me? Oh.
Yep. The grandmaster.
Yeah, I think those three things, that what I was telling you. I mean, the skill, of course, they have to pass first. I mean, when they submit the portfolio, okay, you have the certain standard that they have to pass that. After that, we would call for interview. When they come for an interview, I mean, it's just so easy to just fall in love with the designer, or you just say that this is not the right for you. If they cannot communicate, they can even explain the project in the structural way. I mean, just talking in general. I know that sometimes
naturally, right?
Yeah,
it should come out naturally when they talk about their own project.
I mean, besides that, like, they feel excited, that's fine. But whatever you have done in the past, your past project, you have to remember, you have to know exactly, the objective and all that. So, and then the attitude, I think, that means the drive. That's the extra,
Yep. Same.
Yeah. So.
And I just add to your
okay.
Points.
Yeah.
Being open-minded and willing to learn from others and not be I guess, stuck-up bitch or diva is. I mean, there are people who are like that, but
they
need to be humble. It's not
humble.
Humble, yes. Learn. Don't think that design is easy.
Right.
You think you have computer, you have Photoshop. I mean, I know people who think that way, and you can you're expert in Photoshop, Illustrator. You can design. No, it's not. That's not how it works. Like Tnop says, you need to have that sort of that talent to vision and be able to visualize, and then I think that's something that is an extra, the eye to make things different. I think that's important.
I personally always look for of course, just like PT Nop and Yah-Leng said, that we look for personality. someone that you could work with as a person, have a working relationship with, not like toxic or kind of like come into the team and kind of like ruin everything. But personally, I'm not looking for like totally out of the world portfolios. I love people who has room to grow.
You can spot potential.
Yeah, because that's mean you have a room to grow together when you join a team.
True.
And if you have a room to grow, that means you're willing to develop yourself. That's a very good attitude. And I think in the long run, I think these type of people would win over the one that come in with the whole attitude, like full glass of water. You cannot really do anything with it.
True.
That would be my answer to this.
How about you,
Anything
Siam?
to add?
For me, it's like now design definition is changed from when I started our career. That's right. When we are young, we're focusing on the design, something good, pretty things.
Style.
Yes. But now I think it's like the ability to see things in the new way, or to seek out or explore the new possibility ways to do the exactly same thing, to make it, improve it to the better version. Something like try to see things differently, something like that. Because if you're just focusing on style, on something like certain answer, I think this kind of like everyone now with technology is like the portfolio is look like the same. In the behest of Pinterest, I think this kind of designer is quite sick about it, because sometimes you copy style from the internet. So I think it's nothing. For me, it's ability to think, to see, to ask the proper question. Come up with a new way of answering the same question. It's matter for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think style is also important, but it is still important. Of course, you're gonna have to find someone who has the ability to make the work current, maybe. Yeah. So.
Of course, style is about how to put on a pretty face. Yeah, and pretty face is important. In sometimes pretty face is important because you get a quicker attention. You grab people attention easily.
Yeah.
What I mean is like style is like given thing that we just should come naturally, not to push too hard. Showcase your style without anything else.
But to has a backbone to back.
Yeah, at the end we still need brain. That's so that's also lead to the next question from Brandon Chang.
How does a designer make sure they don't just blindly follow trends?
There you go. I think Tnop.
I go first again. Okay. Well, I usually tell my designer when we start the project, we don't start the project with internet or open up like Pinterest or anything like that. We started with brief, questionnaires, research, and lots of questions that we send to clients, and just from there try to find a unique problem that lead to possibility, and styling is the end. So Yeah, I mean, it just force them not to shop online, shop for style online or books. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same process. The style is at the end. I mean, you gotta know what the brief is for, what kind of problem you're trying to solve. You know, can't shop a style into a problem that doesn't need that style. You know, so really answer the questions and problems first, and then the style comes later.
Yeah. Oh, one thing though, I can add to this. I usually tell my designer that if you create something very trendy, like everybody's doing it, your works only contribute to that person. It will never be perceived as you did
Original.
it.
Yeah.
Original, yeah. So why waste time?
I kind of agree with that because to me, I think you have to go back and look at the definition of the meaning of the word trend. I think the answer is already right in there. It's
yeah.
A
When
lot
you
of
see it's a trend
already.
It's not a trend anymore.
Trend, it's like something that you clone or copy from one to another, and well, can't help sometimes you be a part of the trend, accidentally, unknowingly be a part of the trend because
the brief calls for it, you know, then yes.
Yeah, because of the brief call for it.
I mean, there's some.
It's not a bad thing though.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, as long as you go back and check with the brief, the design brief, and that's what the clients want, and it's not a bad design. As long as you don't end up with a bad designs.
There's some certain project that the brief is, only stated that they want to improve the style, which I respect. It may be some type of project that you only work with stylized, this kind of poster or visual, something like that. But you have to get on top of that. I mean, if you really in love, like everybody doing that, how can you even make it better than that? Get on top of that, even propose the more original,
I'm moving forward that way. But anyway, this day, I guess it's what should I call it? Like postmodern. It's not like even postmodern. Postmodern. It's like anything go. Whatever work, you just put it out there. Whatever work. It's not like, okay, we have to do 80 is back. We have to do everything all 80 now. 90 is back. We have to do everything 90 now.
Yeah, I think it's the right time to do something crazy that it's original and doesn't care what people think. It's the right time, perfect time.
Yeah, it's a perfect time. I totally agree with Tnop on that. Yes.
I think sometimes trends come with timing, a certain timing. So it will out quite fast if you follow the trend. Okay. Next question from Natalia Usada. Sorry if I
mispronounce
pronunciation. Would you let new designers, fresh graduates, to help with client projects immediately? The newcomer just graduate from the university.
Yeah, why not?
Even the intern,
Yeah.
If she or he can communicate properly.
Well, not communicating with the client, but at least help with the project.
Right, yeah.
Communicating is another level, so that needs to be trained.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the question. Because I think she's probably saying that we're asking if someone who's just newly graduated, would you let that person work with the client's project immediately? Yeah. I agree with Tnop and Yah-Leng. Yes, you could, but it depends on that person.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, okay, if it's a designer that you hire, you already sort of approved him to join the team. So I would, of course, they have to work on a project, but under the supervision of myself or senior designer, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you have to make sure that person can represent the studio. Yeah.
Qualify.
Yeah.
But so my answer would be no until you know exactly what he or she could do or could not do, and how he or she perform. It's not going to be like you get a new job today and tomorrow you go see the clients, and that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Yep.
You need to earn it.
You have like clients from different countries around the world. What is the difference? What are they in common of client in each country?
I think everyone's almost the same. Yeah. I think everyone's the same. I don't see any difference. Yeah. I mean,
And how
is
about you, Anuthin? Do you have any?
Actually,
do you see any different?
The person who is asking this question might want to refine your question. I think it's a bit general when you ask about what are the differences. Designers and
you have experience with clients and designer in various countries. What do you see them in common? What are the different? Yeah, have to be a little bit more specific. I think. Yeah. Well, in the big picture, what do you see them in common? The common is they are clients, so they demand stuff.
I would love to hear your opinion about how about the designers from different countries. You think they are different? The Korean designers, Japanese designers, Thai designers, Singaporean designers, particularly graphic designers.
I mean, I think Asian designers they are generally more reserved. I mean, we've got interns from the US and Europe. They are generally more communicative. You know, they would come up and so I think it's a good thing, but it could be a bad thing. I don't know. I mean, the team has to adjust to the culture. They might think, oh, this person is so show off, but that's not. It's just that culture, you know. It's just but maybe in Asian term they think, oh, this person is like so show off, but the other culture, it's just natural, you know, like I'm just you know talking about things.
I'm trying to answer that question. I think that the difference would be like, let's say this is only from my own experience, doesn't represent everybody. I think American would be more laid back, in my opinion. If you compare to like Japanese, that would be everything would be like very on time, rigid, and very detailed. You have to explain every detail, even all the paperwork. It would be like really, really kind of like pap. It's like, you have to have everything lay out really good before you actually start working. Korean seems to be the same way, but a little looser, a little easier, I would say, in the same fashion as Japanese, which is good. I'm saying this nothing bad about them at all. It's just a different,
Way of working.
culture background on different approach on how people get the work done. Yeah, for Thai it would be like totally free form. Could be like
could be anything.
Could be anything. Could be anything. Some could be a combo of everything that I just mentioned earlier.
Right. I think for me, I think the British and the Americans and the Australians are very organized. I mean, I've worked with them in the past as a young designer. I learned all my organizing skill and systems. They're very organized. The thoughts are very clear. I like that a lot. And I think this is sort of missing in the Asian design culture. Very messy.
when I say lay back earlier with like American style,
It's the way.
It's not like they're disorganized.
Of course, I know.
Yeah,
it's the way
just like the attitude of
that's cool. Blah, blah, blah.
Stress.
But when it comes to like organizing work, they're super organized. Super everywhere. It's organized. There's a place for everything. So I love that.
And how about your opinion, Tnop? You have worked for clients around the world as well.
Clients the same, just like Yah-Leng mentioned. I think clients coming from Europe and the US tend to respect you more. The clients from Asian countries are a bit controlling in a way, but that's like past experience. But nowadays, I think the attitude a little bit shift or changing. Yeah, so that's good thing. Designers are. I mean, I work in the US before, so exactly like what Yah-Leng said. I mean, my old boss is freaky, organized, scary. Organize everything, alphabetically. I mean, it has to be perfect. And I learned, big time from that, and that's helped a lot. That I want to pass on to my designers. So that's good, and they view your work as art. Sometimes, many times, my client said, "Well, I respect your art." I'm like, I'm a designer, I'm not an artist, but yes. So they really respect your opinion. But for Thai clients, the most scariest type is that the one who think that they know a lot about art and design. Like fully dressed with like designer brand, clothing, and seems to be open-minded. But that's the scary kind. So I like to work with the humble clients who know what they are doing, not showing off. So I mean, Thai clients are varied, can be anything. Designers also can be anything. But many of my friends from outside Thailand, like even from India, said that why Thai designers are so meticulously with details, like spend a lot of time doing. They're probably talking about me. I'm like, no, not everyone,
Not everyone.
So, but
No,
I'm doing that for a reason.
It's you.
But they said Thai. They said Thai design. So I take it for everyone. Anyway, maybe.
Yeah, but that's what I meant too when I say it's a commonality. There's always the very controlling, authoritative, who thinks what they know about design kind of client. We usually avoid.
Experience that? But you experienced that before, we
have. But
such a pain,
usually we would not have them. Yeah.
But you wouldn't know them at first though, because you thought that this is the kind of client you want, right? But it's turned out to be nightmare. So who is that?
Secret.
Secret.
You gotta educate them.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, the clients that work the clients that know how to run the business, how to buy designs, how to integrate design into their business, regardless of nationality.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of the budget too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Regardless of all those factors, the clients that work, it's just like people that work. They always work. Doesn't
And those
matter.
people can inspire you too, you know?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I personally learned a lot of business
From clients,
from clients.
Exactly.
Yes.
From good clients, yeah.
It's a two-way communication. It's a two-way street. Yeah, we learn from them also.
Yeah.
It's not like we have to go into a business school. If you're smart enough to sit down and listen to what they're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you call them partners, that means that they already became friends, and you know, it's not clients and contractor anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Many times that I use this line, just like PT Nop said, you have to become a partner with the business partner. It's not like you're sitting like you're sitting side by side with them. You're actually on the same team.
Goal.
You're on the same team, and not just like a sitting position. You're not like having them like opposite from you and try to kind of like knock them down with your whatever like you need. You want to have this certain thing in your work, and you just don't listen to what they want.
Yeah. Attitude you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the best part of running a studio?
Yah-Leng, you go first.
What's the best part of running a studio?
And what is the worst?
Yes. For the audience who are going to start a new studio, just learn from the master.
I mean, if you like Sims, you like starting something up, right? Best part of running a studio, I think it's the satisfaction or I guess that feeling of success. I would say success, that happiness that you are able to deliver to your clients as well as to the team, because if you are able to successfully deliver a project, and it's answering the brief, it solved the problem, and it's even has gone beyond the solving a problem. It looks great, nice, and everyone, the designers are happy because they are able to contribute, and they're not like what's the word for it? They're not compromising their designs or our design on that project, and it's like the best design we could ever have done for that project. I think that's the joy of that collective happiness. And the other thing is like having a little team of people who you can collectively sort of work towards a same goal of making that happen. That for me, it's like you're not essentially, even though you're not working for someone, you are working for someone. Your clients, your partners are kind of your boss, but then they are not like sitting at the same office as you are. And I feel like me and my team, we are almost equal because we're working for that same client or the boss, because we're trying to solve a problem for them. I think that's the freedom that I enjoy, and not and then we are able to give our voice and our opinion on the kind of solutions we can have for those problems, and it's not shoved down from any other people. We could have our own voice. I think that's the best part of running a studio, and then you also come into a space that is your space, it's not just home, but it's kind of a space that you call your own, because obviously you spend time to work here. It's your space where you kind of dress it up, and then you hang. It's like your not hiding place, but it's a place where you can also chill as well. So that's probably the best part of running a studio. But it's worst. I guess the main thing, worst things are like you can't pay your bills. There's no you have to struggle. Stress about paying bills, paying salary. I think these are, especially when we first started out, and we are going through like difficult times, and that's something that's always weighing on our mind. Like I think these are very realistic problem. That's the worst. Or if there's a toxic personality in the team, then it's just really, really bad. So I think that's probably my share.
Can I add something?
Sure. Yeah, please add.
Have you ever fired anyone?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. That's it. Yeah, I know, and me too. But yeah, it's something that's the worst. That's probably the worst part to it.
Yeah, one of the worst. But
yeah.
I hate to do that, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, you got to do it. Someone got to do it.
Someone had to do it. Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately.
How about you, Anuthin?
The best part of running a studio. Well, I totally agree with what Yah-Leng said earlier. So let me add to it. From my point of view, I think having a personal success it's not that hard, but once you want to extend it to a larger scale, grander scale, then you need more client, not clients, not more team member. Once you get to the point that you have a team member, then you get to do things in a greater scale, bigger scale, and that's really a challenge. But at the same time, running a studio, that means you do stuff in a bigger scale than just one person could do it. Once you have more than one person, you have 2 person, 3 persons, whatever size that studio would be. Let's say you have 10 person. Absolutely, if you have 10 person, you can do more than just one person. So that's a challenge. That's the best part. And I think everybody needs a challenge in life. If you don't have a challenge in life, then it's sort of like meaningless. So that's a good part. That's the best part. And also, it's on the flip side of the coin. The worst part would be just the opposite. Because once you have more people, you have more problems, just like Yah-Leng said. It's also go back to the earlier question, like how we recruit the team member and stuff. Because if you got a good environment, then you don't have the worst. If you have some toxic piece of element in your workplace, then your workplace become hell, not just for you, for the whole team. So that would be my answer. I don't know. How about Tnop and Siam?
Siam first.
Okay. I agree with both of you. But for me, it's like our studio is like same like my people who join together. We like each other. So I would like to come here and do all the activities together.
Yeah.
And of course with client as well, because most of our clients work like continuous, like 10 years, 20 years, continuous. So it's like friend, like family. So and we like each other. It's like family. That's why I love this
Wow.
atmosphere of the studio. Our staff stay with us quite long, some 17 years, 15 years.
Wow.
Your family. I work with my partner is 27 years. This is my first job.
And the last.
Yes. I never change.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like family for me. This is my best part of learning and be a part of the studio. And for the work, it's like
that is true. What Pisayam just said, that it's true, because I was there from the very beginning. So this is his first job, and it's probably going to be his last job. So it's his long career.
I have a question for Lisa.
He's very fortunate though, if you think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite lucky me. And the worst part is like finance, accounts, and because they are family, if you have the difficult time to affect their finance.
Yah-Leng, you were gonna ask something?
Yeah. So how do you keep? Actually, two questions. How do you keep someone for at your company for 17 years, and how do you keep a client for 20 years?
Because we are like friends, so we have like.
No, you married them.
No.
That's how.
I am.
That would be perfect answer.
Because we must frankly communicate with them with everything, but in really good intention. Sometimes they see us try to do best for them, and every time, each year, we go beyond the expectation, because we have like, oh, this kind of company do this kind of work again. Oh, we are quite sick of this company, so we change. So I try to do things with my team to go beyond the expectation over and over each year. So and try to solve more complex problem for them to worth their money. This kind of attitude, I think, is quite fruitful for us in the long term.
I think Tnop already answered that question earlier also. You know, like if you become a partner, then in the business world, why would you want to change a partner if it's working just fine? There's no reasons. I mean,
but sometimes, clients are quite fickle-minded. They don't sleep in the same. They would, they sleep with you once and then they try someone else.
We like each other, we are
I'm
friends.
not saying it's impossible. Yeah, but that can happen.
Because sometimes they are like a business that needs to, like you said, look different every season or every year. Then they have to every year they have to change a design studio. Then it's very hard to retain that kind of client.
So we change every year already for them. You don't have this excuse for us. No excuse. This excuse. And for the staff, sure, some come and go, but in the overall the big picture, they stay quite long, maybe 5 or 3 or 5 years at least. I don't know. Maybe this is like when we recruit people, some kind of attitude that like my people, maybe attract like my people to come here. I think, I don't know. That's for me. And you, how about you, Tnop?
Just like everybody else. I mean, the worst part is paperwork, having to find, anyone. That's the worst part. The best part, exactly like everybody saying, I'm gonna add one thing though, like when you have the vision and then that nobody can understand your vision, you have to go out and make one to show, and when you run a studio for a long time and seeing your seed of visions spreading, through past designers, that's rewarding for me. I mean, that's it. Yeah, you see that, actually it's like a seed or DNA that coming, is alive on its own, and they take a little bit from me and add the new perspective and create the new, on their own, and make me very proud and very happy.
Great.
Add to everybody answer. I think the worst part also would be in like when you start to expand, when you have more people. I would say I picked a number like maybe more than 5 people. Then you start to have a different dynamic. Then it's not just family now. When you have more than 5 people, it's getting to be like 10, 15. It's not family. It's going to be like huge family. So you cannot really do everything in a very family style.
Personal.
People. Yeah, exactly. Personal relationship that won't work. It's stretched too thin at that point. Then you need to have a corporate culture, just like Yah-Leng said earlier, that all the protocol that you have to agree on, you have to be trained, or you have to commit before you start working in this little environment. That's the worst part. The worst part would be the HR. In my opinion, is the HR stuff, or anything that related to human relationship. And because at that point, and I've been there before when my company expands, I went through the period that I found that running the studio is not fun at all. It's all about like communication inside the studio, and all this pain point from get to know other people and try to come up with some kind of regulation that still keep everything going as normal. As you expand, and then make sure that your corporate culture won't be diluted altogether with the expansion. That's that point. If you can get over it, then the worst become the best, because then you beef up, double size up your company, triple size up your company, and then it's become something else more than a small studio. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the last question from Mary Poppins. Oh no,
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Another question comes. As a designer, what do you do when you reach a burnout point? Do you just go through the work or take a break or something?
You got.
I don't even know what burn point is. I never have a burn point.
So yeah, I'm gonna start that. You have like
burn outside, you don't have the energy to do the work. You bored. You
well. Okay.
I know what burn point is, but
I know. But
it.
I can start. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
As an owner of the studio, you cannot do that. You will never have that kind of moment. You got to keep running, even though how tough, how wear out you are. Just suck it up. I think once in a while I take a break, but not at that point when you have that, because I know that it's going to be a crazy time. I cannot leave my hands off, but you take a break some other time. But when you run into this like brick wall, you have to attack. So keep going. that's my experience. Yeah.
For me, I like my work. I love my work. That's why
He never burn out.
You never have.
yes.
He's always so happy. He's so happy.
So happy, positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Positive.
So sometimes I think it's about time, but it's not suffer. Just when you tired, you get some rest, or you have some Netflix for a long
Netflix.
episode. That's fine for me. And then come back to work again with fresh eye, with enthusiasm. But the burnout is not my. I never experienced that point.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
I don't know. Is this real? I mean, because I never experienced that. Just like everybody else here seems to be like burnout free. Is this real? Is burnout? Is this? Because I think
I don't know. Is burnout in terms of like
Just hate the
creativity?
work kind of thing.
Don't
want to work. No inspiration.
No inspiration.
I think burnout is the final result of many things. And for example, one of the things that I can think of from the top of my head right now would be like you need some sleep. Maybe you didn't have enough sleep. You work too much, or you didn't really manage your work schedule good enough for you to have a good rest. Because Mother Nature already designed you
Naturally.
to have this reset within you. If you have like, let's say 7 hours sleep at least 7 hours sleep, and then you do everything according to the way it should be, not over drinking alcohol, or not over drinking coffee, a lot of caffeine.
Maybe we don't have the same Mother Nature.
No. I'm not criticizing
I know.
coffee drinker. I mean, if you drink too much of caffeines, then you stay up 2 days, and then when you stay up 2 days, the consequence is the stress won't go away, and then your body keep collecting stress, and then stress lead to something else, all over your health, and then you feel like blah, and then when you sit in front of your work, your pile of work, this pile of work become this pile of work, because of it's just like a snowball effect. So it's just like when you couldn't sleep, you have this snowball effect. The problem that's this much a problem become this much a problem if you couldn't shut yourself down, and you just let yourself stay up all night. So burnout, I think it's a very last paragraph of all this contribution. I think you have to go back and fix lifestyle instead of try to go all the way down to the last section of that list, and how we're gonna fix burnout. So,
sometimes there's unexpected issues arise, along the way, once in a while. So,
yeah, like family problem, or boyfriend girlfriend problem, heartbreaking. It's always crisis. But that's also applied to everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, somebody gonna die. There's
I love my coffee.
How many
Absolutely.
cups of coffee on one day?
Don't get me wrong, by the way.
3. Guilty.
Me too. Me 3.
guilty.
I don't drink coffee.
No. I have nothing against coffee.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And Nim Bunampon asked, what kind of disruption will we face in the future that we need to be aware about our career in design?
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Many things.
Anything.
Many things.
The explosion of the
AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Physically, can be that disruption.
Politics.
Politics. Anything. I mean, this is one pandemic.
Constitution, pandemic, you name it. Anything. Anything go. I think what Kun Nim trying to get out of us is, I think I have this conversation with Siam before about AI, which is really cliche. I mean, if you talk about use the word AI right now, everybody use AI, even our government who's like, doesn't really know what AI is about. Anyway, for design business, for example, just like every other industries, anything that is a tedious task, like simple layout or making a book that kind of very repetitive tasks, those will be taken care of by
AI.
AI,
machine,
or writing a code. So it's kind of like take care of those repetitive, tedious job. And I actually have an evidence, like the magazines that we give out doing bits every years. It's called Type magazines. That's like 70, I would say 80 cents. What's that?
You gave in the tote bag many years ago, I think.
Yes.
AI design.
It's a very good example. That magazine was done 80 cents by Drawbot Automate. So you just actually input the text and input the picture and all the layout, assign the headline. What is the headline? What is the subheadline? What is the description? You dump everything, all this information into one little application, and it's just automatically generated out.
Wow.
And you use maybe one person, maybe only half a day, read everything.
Wow.
To the final. So that was, so by that alone, by that example alone, all these tasks will be gone. all these designer who just know how to do layout, you will be out of work very soon. I would say in the next 5 years at the earliest. It's already here. Yeah. So that would be the big disruption, in my opinion, and that's the same thing will multiply and get into every sector of design business.
For me, though, to extend on your thought, I think the question of beauty is already get challenged. I mean, what is the beauty, standard beauty anymore, or what is high-end anymore? Everything kind of blend in. So some ugly thing can be shown in the gallery space. The definition of ugliness and beauty now is blur. So what is the role for designers, right? I mean, because we work with all these whatever styling, aesthetic all the time. And now machine learning can create some beautiful thing, even can paint. you know. So what's the new role for designers? Should we be the one who curate all those information instead, you know? So
I
that's
read
just my question.
about Stanford University in the Faculty of Architecture. The professor assigned student just only to put the criteria, the data information to the computer and let the AI generate the layout of the building. It's come out like 1,000 different design, and students just only pick which one is match the criteria. And some design is beyond the logic of human, because you will never design the building like this because it doesn't make sense anymore in the human thought, but AI can do it. And interesting, you just pick which one to fit your function and beauty. Interesting.
Contribute to what both of you just said. Speaking of my career, like in type designs, I do aware of all these automation tags or any program that would kind of like make things easier. And we do have a lot of tool application that could make font like very easy these days. But again, at the same time, the tax, the order is much taller. Also, there's also a new technology right around the corner that you need to be there and leave the old stuff to AI, to computer program to do it, and then you move on to the next task, the next thing, that's the next frontier of that channel. So I would imagine, go back to graphic designs, I think you would have to ask the question, what is left for graphic designers to do after all these labor tax is eliminated.
So we can go dancing.
That would be great.
Yeah, you just program, just go.
Yeah.
Hey, something fun.
Maybe you have to. Maybe you have to design your own tool
for dancing.
Yeah.
No.
I've never seen you dance, Tnop.
We next time in Bangkok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I just before we go. I just realized that the wall color, Yah-Leng and Anuthin, the wall color.
Oh, same wall.
Yes.
Color.
Oh my gosh. It's like a warm gray color, isn't it? Like a warm gray number 6.
Kind of off-white.
No.
Kind
is it off-white?
Yeah.
No, the one that you have is kind of
white.
Sort of like green gray.
Yeah. It's so similar on this screen. Yeah.
More trendy.
Trendy. Exactly.
Oh, there's a question regarding foreign policy.
Okay.
Why foreign policy?
Question.
Why foreign policy? What is the idea behind the name of your studio?
I guess it's taking, design is the best foreign policy, isn't it? It connects people and breaks down the wall of between different cultures. But basically what I like about this name is actually it's something that came out from my dream, from an afternoon nap one day. I wake up and it's like foreign policy. I was like, oh, that's the name.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I guess when I came back from New York, there's always this very strong notion that belief that I have and I never want to let go is to make sure that wherever we do is always looking outward. I mean, there's some local stuff that you need to be aware of, but I think design is always something that you need to make sure that you're connecting with the rest of the world, what's happening in the current affairs, the pop culture, and I feel like foreign policy is a great name. I mean, from maybe Miss Tnop and Anuthin would have the same experience. I mean, I was in the US.
It is a great name. It is a great name.
Thanks. The places that I worked at, my colleagues in New York especially, I think everyone is from everywhere. It's just super international. I just want to keep that essence. That I think that's awesome. You know, that transfer, the exchange was really
people of the world. People of the world.
Yeah, designers of the world. But yeah, I think that's just it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. It's
Yeah,
my
ขอบคุณค่ะ
honor.
จริง
I'm
ขอบคุณเหมือนกันครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
คุณยาเหลง
ๆจริง
谢谢你
不用客气 I hear you on Spotify, you know. You are on my playlist. Yeah. Release the radar.
Oh, we have designer, dancer, and singer. Oh, you should organize the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
We form a team. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
maybe hope to
Mark.
see you guys soon, no? Hopefully we meet
I
again.
hope so.
God,
Yeah.
I just hope this thing will get blown away
Don't know.
really quick.
Mhm.
Have you get vaccinated?
No, not yet. But
Singapore?
some people
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, pray for us then.
I'll
We don't
send
want
you
to talk about it. Titi,
Don't get
you
me
better stop
started.
there.
Don't get me
You
started.
better stop there.
Okay. We do another session.
Yeah.
Okay. ขอบคุณครับ Bye-bye ทุกคน
Let's
See
look at my
you.
post.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากนะครับ ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณที่ติดตามนะครับ
The people.
Yes.
ข่าวสารทีมงาน
Bye bye.